What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another MMA YouTube video. This is another one where it's going to be just me. Will is not available right now, so I'm just going to do it. It's the matchmaking for UFC 315. It was a decent card. We put up the recap a couple days ago. No, last night, Jesus. Last night, we put up the recap. It was an alright card. Awesome main event. We'll get to the matchmaking in the main event. We're going to start at the bottom of the card. And work our way up. We're going to skip some fighters because who fucking cares about some of these fighters and who they're going to fight, right? So let's just get right into it. All right. Brad Katona. I don't feel like there's much to say here. I think he might be getting cut from the UFC. I'm going to move my camera real quick. Boom. All right. I think Brad Katona might be getting cut from the UFC. I don't know, man. He's had... Am I centered? Whatever. He has had a... weird kind of rerun in the UFC with the whole, tough shit, and then he comes back and wins tough, comes back. He's had a weird... So he's 2-3, but he went 1-2 in his first contract, in his 3-fight contract. Then he lost 2 in a row. And I don't know. I see no real reason to keep him around. He's not particularly entertaining. He's not particularly, fun. There's nothing really... I don't know. There's no reason to keep him around, right? He's just going to, if he wins, it's probably going to be pretty boring. If he loses, it might be fun, but who cares? So, Brad Katona, I believe, is going to get cut from the UFC, and I think he probably should be getting cut from the UFC. Belal Khan, though, awesome KO, sick uppercut, just floored him. It was pretty dope. Once again, we had the recap video. We talked about all the fights in the recap video. Not at length, to be honest. A lot of them don't deserve too much time, but we did talk about this in the recap video, among all the other fights. So, God fucking damn it, my mouth just fell in. All right, I'm back. So Belal Khan, Gian Matsumoto. These guys both beat Brad Katona. This is a very, common pattern you'll find in the UFC matchmaking is that if they have two guys who beat the same guy, they'll just match them up against each other. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory, easy stuff. And this is a good matchup. This will be a fun, stylistic matchup. Matsumoto, can he implement the grappling? Who knows? His striking looked good in the third round against Rob Font, too. So, I don't know. This is a good fight. Good bounce back for Matsumoto. Good step up for Belal Khan. Jiang Li, ginormous head on this guy. Look at that fucking noggin. He's lost 2 in a row now. He's technically 2-2 in the UFC. It's really more like 1-2 because one of those was the UFC Road to UFC finale, which doesn't really count. But still, he's 2-2 in the UFC. I don't think they're going to cut him. They could. I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to give him maybe one more shot. I'm going to have that shot be against Weston Wilson. This guy disappeared after getting a massive underdog win against Jekasargi. Jekasargi, who is garbage. Weston Wilson, who is trash. So, this is kind of just a low-level featherweight, loser gets cut type of fight. Daniel Santos looked good. Made it more boring than it needed to be, and I don't really know why he did that, but it is what it is. I have a couple options for him here. So I don't know if he's going to go stay at featherweight or move back down to bantamweight. I think he should move back down to bantamweight. He's not a featherweight. He is very much a bantamweight. He looked very small against Jiang Li, who's a big featherweight to be fair, but I don't know. I think he should move back down to bantamweight, and I think the matchups are better for him at bantamweight, like the one I have right here, Daniel Marcos. A lot of people get these guys confused because previous to this fight, they both had always dyed hair. They have very similar sounding names. They kind of have a similar career pathway, but yeah, so I think that lines up well. If he goes back down to bantamweight, I would prefer that option. But if he stays at featherweight, Damon Jackson, I don't know what Damon Jackson's doing. He might be retired. I don't fucking know. These fighters, these old vet fighters, I've had so many struggles with matchmaking because I don't know if they're retired because they're technically still active, but they're like, I'm retired. So I don't fucking know. I think he's retired. But I don't care because he's probably not. That's usually how it goes with these guys. And, I think Daniel Santos, Damon Jackson, good step up for Daniel Santos. Because if he can get active, he could be a little promotable. Even though he just makes his fights boring as fuck for no reason. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Bruno Silva, rough showing. He's abnormally washed, I would like to say. It is weird how washed this guy is. It happened so quick, but yeah, he's really bad, brutal, stretchered out, had to stay in the hospital. They were giving him medical updates on the throughout the card. It's just obviously he needs to be cut from the UFC, and he probably shouldn't have taken this fight in the first place. His management should kind of be ashamed about that. I have no fucking clue what was going on there. Yeah, I don't know. He shouldn't be in the UFC. He already shouldn't have been before this fight, but he still was. He should have retired. He was having mental health issues too. I don't know what the hell was going on with Bruno Silva. I have no clue why he took this fight. but he did, and yeah, he's got to be gone, obviously. Marc-Andre Barrio, brutal, sick KO. Let me move myself over here real quick. Brutal, sick KO for Marc-Andre. Yeah, just kind of expected. The fact that his money line was so, the odds were so tight, I was like, damn, slam that Marc-Andre line. He's gonna fucking kill Bruno Silva, and he nearly did. So, yeah, I got him fighting Christian Leroy Duncan. I think this is a good kind of, I guess it's like, all right, we gave you your win, Marc-Andre. Now back to fighting the dangerous guys. So I think that's what this is. CLD's a fun fighter. Marc-Andre's going to force a fun fight out of him because CLD's last fight was one of the worst fights I've seen in a while. So, yeah, just get CLD back on track. He's a fun fighter. He's a cool fighter. So, like, this is a guy who you want to win and you want to win impressively, and I think Marc-Andre does that for him. Or you never know, Marc-Andre could get a win. Navajo Sterling. We will not be talking about Ivan Urslan because do you care about who Ivan Urslan is fighting next? Do you? No. Do I? No. Nobody cares. Navajo Sterling. I wish the UFC would update his fucking picture with the hairline. Dude, the hairline's back. He went to Turkey. Got it done. He looks his age now. This guy's actually 27, contrary to, here where he looks about 40. So, yeah, I got him fighting Ion Cutelaba. Cutelaba had a close fight with Bukauskas. I think it's just a natural step up for a prospect like Navajo Sterling. I guess this Urslan fight was more impressive than the Tokos fight because Urslan is better than Tokos, and he had a good round 3. So, I don't know, man. I'm just not very moved by Navajo Sterling. So, maybe Cutelaba can do that for him, or maybe Cutelaba can really get back on track and start getting that trajectory back to the rankings. Because he was close. He almost beat Bukauskas. It was an either-way type of fight. So, speaking of which, Bukauskas, not very impressive win against Cutelaba. It is what it is. I mean, it's light heavyweight. What are you going to do? One of the most uninteresting divisions ever. It's so fucking boring right now. Like, this unranked area is so boring. Let's get through it. Bellato, Craig, they're fighting next weekend. Bellato's probably going to fucking murder him, but you never know. Yeah, give him the winner of this fight. I don't know, man. Okay, now, so usually we don't talk about women's MMA and heavyweight on this channel, but this card, like, the women actually got some good wins. So specifically, Jasmine Jasudavicius got a sick win over Andrade. Just totally rolled her and subbed her in the first round. And Jasudavicius is a fun, good fighter. Women's flyweight it might actually be looking up to be a decent division. So, which is crazy to say, but you never know. So, yeah, Jasudavicius. I got her fighting Manon Fiorot. Fiorot took a decent bit of damage, like she broke her nose, but neither of these. Jasudavicius is crazy active, but now that she's in like the top 5, I don't think she's going to be as active as she usually is. That's usually kind of how it goes. I hope she is, and if she is, then this is not the matchup to make. But yeah, so Jasudavicius, give her a number 1 contenders fight against Fiorot. Like I said, if she wants to be like crazy active, maybe you can do her versus like Rose Namajunas or something, or the Blanchfield Barber winner. Because I mean, I'm spoiling, but everybody knows Natalia Silva's getting the fucking title shot. So Blanchfield and Barber, maybe you could do Jasudavicius versus the winner of that. I don't know. Women's flyweight, there's kind of a bunch of fighters right in that like area. Alexa Grasso too, but she took more damage than Fiorot. I feel like I don't know. It's and none of them are going to be that active. It feels like Jasudavicius is the only person who like wants to fight a lot in that division. So yeah, this is just a step up number 1 contenders fight for Jasudavicius. Charles Radke, rest in peace. Chuck Buffalo, dude. It's my boy, but he got fucking brutally KO'd by Mike Malott. Nasty ass ground and pound. He'll be back, though. He hasn't been chinned like this in the UFC yet, but even after the Prates fight, he was back like pretty soon. So you probably don't know who this fucker is because he hasn't fought in years. It's Johnny Parsons. He is in the UFC. Like, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know where he went. I guess I could like check his Instagram or some shit. But he has disappeared off the face of the earth since he beat Danny Roberts in a good ass fight in UFC London in fucking Tabura Aspinall. That's how long ago that shit was. So yeah, I think this is just like actually a fun matchup. Radke and Parsons. It'll probably be a fight of the night if Parsons is any like semblance of what he used to be. Of course, he might just not be because he's been out for almost 2 years. But yeah, so Radke's probably going to take like about 6 months off. I see no reason why Johnny Parsons can't take more time off. He's already taken almost 2 years off, so I see no reason why he can't make it just a little more than 2 years. Have these guys fight in September or October. Gives Radke some time off. But I don't know. I think Radke's going to be active no matter what, even if he did get chinned like that. And I think this is a favorable matchup for him. think it'll be a good bounce back for Radke and just a good-ass fight. So, yeah. Mike Malott, insane win. Looked good. Radke didn't look great, but Mike Malott looked good. Mike Malott, he looked good. His hands looked probably better than they ever have, even better than the Mickey Gall fight where he got a KO. Like, his hands still don't look great in that fight. He looked good in this fight. I don't know what to say. He is a good fighter. He's a really good, well-rounded fighter. He just has no heart. But and that's why he'll probably never be anything in the sport. But at least he can kind of be like a big star for Canada, maybe a little. Not big star, a star for Canada. So I got him fighting Temba Grimbo. These two guys are both old as hell, and they're both like prospects. So that's what it is. It's kind of an intriguing stylistic matchup. Like, can Temba ragdoll him? Can Malott KO him? Can Malott implement the grappling even? You never know. This is kind of an intriguing stylistic matchup. Both of these guys have had like weird, like Temba, I feel like he just fought guys who just weren't good, and then he fought Luque, and Luque showed up. So in that situation, Luque was good. Of course, sometimes Luque, with the brain bleed and how the way his career's been going, sometimes he doesn't show up well. But yeah, so this is kind of a weird one for Temba. This is probably the best non-Luque fighter he's fought by like a fucking mile. So yeah, I just think it's an interesting stylistic matchup and like proper trajectory for both these guys. Proper, that's his nickname. Kyle Prepolek, I don't want to talk about it. He sucks. He should get cut after one fight because he's not UFC level, but that's kind of what I'm doing with this matchup. Vucenic needs a bounce back. Got smoked by Chris Duncan. It was super embarrassing. Yeah, he needs a bounce back. I think Prepolek is exactly that. Vucenic is technically 0-2 in the UFC. That is something you guys have to think about. Of course, no one thinks of him as that level of fighter, of an 0-2 fighter, but he is technically 0-2 in the UFC. One of those losses being to Guram Kutateladze, who is not in the UFC anymore. So, yeah, that's what this is. This is a bounce back for Jordan to just kind of get him on track and get him set with a win in the UFC. Because what the fuck else do you do with Prepolek, man? He's not UFC level, as I said. So, yeah. Benoit Saint-Denis looked like shit. I'm lowering that overall rating, which spreadsheet linked in the description. You could watch our rankings and ratings update videos if you want to learn about the overalls and stuff. But I'm going to lower him significantly. Not significant, but by a good bit. He looked like shit. At this point, I'm done with BSD. He called out Gamrot. That was kind of like a thing where people said, like, he turned down Gamrot. I don't think he did. I think that's bullshit. I don't think Gamrot could have got to Canada and made 155 within a week. I just think that's bullshit. I think that's nonsense. But, yeah, so do this fight. He called him out. It's pretty much a free win for Gamrot. But, hey, you never know. If BSD improves, which he just hasn't improved since the Poirier fight at all, which is crazy to say, but it's true. He has not improved since the Poirier fight at all. Whatever. Natalia Silva looked fucking awesome. I thought it was a better fight than some people are giving it credit for. She was cracking Alexa Grasso, doing a lot of damage. Like, it wasn't like she was just running away. Like, she was had an evasive style, but she would like sit down and fucking wing a right hook and just crack the shit out of Grasso, or swing a left hook. Like, she was cracking her. She was hitting her with head kicks and shit. She damaged her a lot. So I'd say do Natalia Silva versus Valentina Shevchenko. It's obvious. There's no real explanation. I don't have Grasso on this video. I don't really know who to match Grasso up with. She'll probably be out for about a year because she has enough money and she got busted up, to be fair. So I don't really know who to match her up with. But this, yeah, Silva Shevchenko, next women's title fight, women's flyweight title fight. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. Eamon Zahabi. So in my in the Des Moines matchmaking video, I said do Figueiredo versus the winner of Zahabi and Aldo. I kind of had figured it was going to be Aldo, and I also, and I'd figured like, well, just, Aldo's going to win and chill for a little, and then like a year later when Figueiredo's recovered, you could do that fight, whatever. Because that's the thing, Figueiredo probably won't fight for about a year. But that was a shit match. I don't know. That wasn't good matchmaking by me. So Milo suggested this in the recap video. Once again, check that out if you want like an actual recap of the fights. Vinicius Oliveira, he's been calling a shit ton of people out. He needs a fight. He just beat Said Nurmagomedov very impressively with like broken ribs and he was sick. It was very impressive, that win. So yeah, I think this is a good fight. I don't think Eamon's in the position to where it's like, he beat Jose Aldo, now it's time to give him that top 5 shot, or he wanted to fight Marlon Vera, who is fighting Mario Batista soon. Like, I just disagree. I think have him fight down, because why the fuck not? The guy's 37. He has no future in the sport, right? It's not like oh, dude, when he's 37, when he's 38 in the top 5 and he gets a title shot, if he like puts those types of wins together, he's going to be the champion in this division. No, I like Amin Zahabi, but come on, man. So yeah, I think Vinicius Oliveira is a fair matchup. I think it's a good fight too. It's interesting. Amin can definitely win. This is extremely winnable for him. He's a guy who can crack and who like knows how to find those shots. He's a great game planner with Faraz and stuff. So yeah. All right, main event. Belal Muhammad. He's looked fine. He looked like Belal. He got destroyed. He got, in my opinion, 50-45. I think this is a fight where a lot of people were thinking it was 48-47, 49-46. I think this is going to be one of those fights where in like a few months' time or, in a few weeks' time, everybody's going to be rewatching it and they're all going to be like, man, JDM won every round. And when I watch that fight, dude, JDM won 50-45. I think if you watch that fight over again and you actually look at the strikes that landed, because Belal really wasn't landing much at all. Like, JDM was rolling with a lot of stuff. He was blocking a lot of stuff. Belal was really not landing, and JDM was pinging his head around at will, right? I think it was a 50-45. I think when people rewatch it, like I said, in due time, they're going to realize JDM shut him out 5-0. So, but still, Belal's a tough dude. He is no longer the champion, but he's going to be the number one guy. I think you should do him versus Usman no matter what. Usman might retire if he loses to Buckley. I wouldn't be surprised about that. This is kind of more in the event that Usman beats Buckley, which I really hope he doesn't. I hope Buckley can get that dub. But if Usman beats Buckley, even if he doesn't and then doesn't retire, this is the fight. These guys have beef. They have the whole pound for pound podcast bullshit. Yeah, I just think this is a good fight. It's a good stylistic matchup. They're two guys who are kind of old who I don't think will get back to the belt. But whatever, right? There's no like obvious, this is the guy for Belal to fight. Because when you think about welterweight right now, it's Sean Brady is probably going to fight Shavkat Rakhmonov. Islam is probably going to get the title shot. Which, okay, I'll just get to it. Islam is going to get the title shot, pretty obviously, right? Sean Brady and Shavkat Rakhmonov are probably going to fight for like a number one contenders fight, right? I want to see if Buckley beats Usman, which is very likely. I want to see Buckley versus Gary. I think that's a great fight, great beef, another number one contenders fight. A lot of number one contenders fights at welterweight. That's kind of what happens when you have a very inactive championship situation. And then beyond that, like Morales, Burns, I think Morales and Belal are friends. So that is an option if Morales beats Burns. But if even then, it's like, I don't know. I think there's other stuff for Morales that makes the most sense. But once again, they are friends. So yeah. And then beyond that, there isn't really much at welterweight. It is very top heavy right now. And don't get me wrong, it's the best division in the UFC. It has the most intriguing top 10, I guess, top 8, like top 7, top 10, top 8 in the UFC right now. So, yeah, man, this is obvious. This is what's going to happen. JDM is going to fight Islam. And yeah, so I don't know. That's it for UFC 315 matchmaking. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you think there's better matchups, especially in this top level. Let me know if you think like, maybe Belal Morales is the move. I think they're friends. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for our rankings and ratings update. Coming Monday, we might be getting it out. I want to get it out as soon as possible. So yeah, see you guys later. Have a good one.